Hi, 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 hi. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? I'm here. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I hope everyone is having a beautiful night. I am up quite later than I normally am. Um, a nap turned into a full on sleep. You talking to me? You talking to me? Oh, okay. So, like I said, a nap turned into a full on sleep. So, yep, I'm up later, but I am here. And that's all that matters, right? I haven't diamond painted since the last time I was up, so I had to get up here. Sometimes I go a little crazy when I don't get to diamond paint for more than like 24 hours. Even 24 hours kind of really takes it out of me. So I had to definitely get up here. Come on, sucker. I pre-cut this section earlier. I do have a new setup, so I should be able to see everybody way better now. A lot of you know that I was having a lot of issues with seeing chat because I broke my last monitor. It was terrible. It really was. I still break down about it because of how it happened. It was so stupid. I was cleaning up the craft room, and now I've been like adding new things. The hubby bought me a little fireplace so that when I'm cold, I can turn it on. He bought me a fan so that if I'm hot, I can turn that on. And so he's been buying me, stuff to put in the craft room to kind of spice it up a little bit to make it more comfortable because I spend a lot of my time in here. So I was moving some stuff from one end to the other, and I managed to bump into the side of my microphone on the other desk because I have two work desks. I have one that's basically facing the wall and the other one that's facing the opposite way. So it's kind of like an L shape in a sense. And sometimes I work on my smaller canvases on the left side. Sometimes I work on my bigger canvases where I'm currently sitting. Now, after breaking that monitor, he had just bought that for me brand new out of the box. So that was a pretty expensive accident. And, adulting. Let me just put it that way. So we had this old, hold on, let me close the door because he's watching Spider-Man and I can hear it for sure. There we go. So, he bought it brand new, and like I said, that was kind of a pretty expensive accident. It was an accident, it was what it was, and there was no turning back from that accident. So we had an older, like, little computer monitor, and I needed something other than a phone. I wear glasses as it is, so I can't really see as it is. So the phone was really agitating. I couldn't do everything on the phone that I could do on my PC, so it was annoying. And so I started using that, and now I started noticing it would only happen sometimes, but it did happen, that my OBS would start bugging out, or, the laptop wouldn't keep charge, or, these different things that shouldn't be happening to a brand new computer, right? So I didn't know what it was from. I thought maybe it was like my connection, but then I'm like, that's impossible because not only do I have connection that we pay for a plan on the PC itself, but we have really good Wi-Fi, so it shouldn't be that. I'm calling the company. I'm like, this is the second issue I had. Like, this is ridiculous, and we can't really figure out what's the problem. So, come to find out, I unplugged the older monitor, and it stopped doing it. So now at this point, I'm back on my phone, and I can't see chat. So I'm sitting there conversating with my husband 2 nights ago, and he looks at me and he goes, "Babe, we have a 70-inch that we don't use that sits in your craft room on the dresser collecting dust. Why don't you just use that?" You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just... And I'm like, well, that's, like, really big. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, you won't have a problem with chat, and you won't have to sit here and, try to figure out getting a monitor. You can literally have a huge monitor. How much bigger can you get than a 70-inch monitor? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm using, and it's definitely something I'm going to have to get used to. It takes up a little bit more room on my desk. I definitely still have a decent amount of room to do what I have to do, so it's not something that bothers me space-wise. But the overall view of it, because I went from something so small to like this huge view, my eyes have to adjust. So chat is now right in front of my face. There's no reason why I should miss anything. It's definitely a lot better because I don't even have to squint now. It's huge. And it should make it easier for me to be able to chit-chat and not really have a problem with reading names or anything like that. I'm not perfect, so it is possible I will misspell or mispronounce. But as far as physically seeing what you're saying, I should not have any more problems. So I'm excited about that. At first, I didn't really want to touch the 70-inch because I was also nervous. Like, the same thing was going to happen to our 70-inch that happened to the monitor. That would be an even more expensive accident. So I was kind of afraid. We have cats, and no matter what I try, they jump all over my desks and they jump all over my chairs. They're babies, so I was nervous. But my husband made a good point. With the other monitor, you had the option to either put the legs on or keep the legs off of it. And for some reason, I guess either when throwing the box out or when opening everything, the screws had gotten lost to the legs of the other one that I was using. So I didn't have any screws in the house that would fit, unfortunately. I've tried every screw that I can get my hands on in the house, and none of them fit. Either they were too small or too big. So the problem with that is that, I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I had no choice but to keep the legs off because at this point I can't get them on without the screws, and I have no idea where they disappeared to. So I think that's really what happened, is that it didn't have any support. It didn't have any grip. You know what I mean? So when I bumped the other table just a tiny bit and it shook it, it came toppling down, smashed right into the side of the laptop and shattered. But since I had the conversation with the hubby and he agreed, he did it himself. Thankfully, I'm lucky when it comes to that. He does all that stuff. I don't have to, because this is a big boy. It's definitely a heavy TV. And I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. I would have been too nervous to break it. I'm super klutz when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't know how many TVs I've broken in the time span that just we have been together, but it's been many. Over stupid stuff like that, either trying to move it or not paying attention. I ended up throwing a lighter at the TV previous from this one. When I was just trying to toss it across the room, I tossed it right at the damn TV, shattered that one. I mean, I've busted a lot of TVs and a lot of electronics, so he did it for me, and it's so much better. Like I said, it does take up a decent amount of my desk, but it's worth it. You know what I mean? I have enough space to do what I need to do. I have enough space, for my tray and all of that stuff, so that's really all that matters in the sense of that. As long as I have the space that I need, and I can actually see, that's all I really care about. Again, I did go live a bit later than I normally do. It's all good. My schedule's not going to stay at this time. I'm actually thinking about doing earlier lives because it seems like I started the later lives because I feel like the overall vibe is just better. It's more chill. It's not as hectic as the morning or the afternoon ones that I've done. So I kind of picked night, but it is a little difficult because, the people that I choose to mod for me are either streaming at this time at night as well, so it makes it a little difficult for me to have a mod on hand, or it's also getting to the point where now I watch my fellow creatives during the day. I love to be on the platform. I love to be supporting other people. I'm in chats. I'm hanging out, during the day. And then what happens is when my husband gets up or he gets home from work, I'm in my office already during the day. So when it comes down to now me having to come in the office to stream at night, I'm not spending any time doing anything with my husband or anything with my house. So I think right now, what I'm going to probably start doing is I'm going to do certain days I'll do early, and then certain days I'll do my late night, really depending on how I feel. Yesterday, I was totally supposed to come up, but unfortunately, I did not. I just was not feeling too good yesterday. I thought I was going to be able to do it, but I also don't want to come up here and bore everybody because I don't feel good. I definitely want to make sure that I feel my best and I can communicate in the best way possible, and we can just have fun. If I don't feel good, I don't think it's going to be that fun because I'm not going to be very talkative. And I mean, what's the point of streaming if you're not talking? You know what I mean? So I didn't come up yesterday. I am here tonight. Like I said, it's a bit later than normal because I ended up eating probably around like 5:30, 6 o'clock maybe. Something like that. I was really craving a sandwich. It's the best sandwich in the world. It's a grilled chicken with roasted peppers on focaccia. I don't really know exactly how to say it, but it's absolutely delicious. And it seems like every time I call my local pizzeria who introduced me to this sandwich, they never have this special bread. So of course this time they didn't have it, and I was craving it like crazy. And they were like, oh, well, we could put, that same sandwich on a regular roll. And I was like, okay, all right. Like, I can manage that. Not a problem. So that's what I got. And the moment that I ate that sandwich, all of a sudden, I got real tired. I said, all right, I'm going to take like an hour nap. That way I can get up like my usual time, and I can go up, and I can be ready to go. My stomach will be full. I'll be rested. Yeah, that didn't happen. What ended up happening was I slept. So I didn't get up until like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that's why I'm up a bit later than normal. Did anybody hear? I don't know if anybody watches this, but it's my absolute favorite to watch it with the hubby. The new Power. I think it's the ghost story. Oh, it is so good. So good. And there was all this drama that was built behind it with the leak of the new episodes, so they had to like change everything last minute because they were leaked, like all of them, not one, not two, like every new episode until I think the end of the season at this point was leaked, like last week at some time on YouTube. And there was this whole big thing based on it, like 50 Cent was like really pissed off about it because obviously the show was leaked, so it puts like a bad look on them, and then it starts a whole bunch of trouble, and then again they had to change things last minute because obviously they couldn't leave the episodes exactly the same because a lot of us seen the episodes on YouTube before they had gotten taken down. But I think that's such a great show, y'all. I really do. I'm not really into shows like that much, to be honest with you. I'm more into, like, I'm a horror buff. I love horror stuff. So horror shows, horror movies, I'm into all of that. And I love romance, things like that. I'm not too big on comedy, to be honest. There's a couple things that I really like that are comedy. Not very many, but this show it just hits different. It really does. It's just such a good show, in my opinion. The other one that we always watch every week is From. That's another really good one, another really good series. So there's a few that I'm currently like super hooked on. What, Mama? What, Mama Kitty? Oh, about the puppy thing. So a lot of you know that we fostered a puppy, and we had made the decision quite early to foster to adopt. And we were having some behavioral issues with the puppy where, she kind of just changed into a totally different dog from when we first made the decision. We tried all the tips and tricks and everything that we did with our pups that are now a little over a year old. We've had them since they were itty bitty, like 6, maybe 7 weeks old. And nothing seems to have been working. And I found out the other day that the dog is not even the breed that they told us the dog was. And we think that's purely just to get more money from us, to be honest, because they knew that they could get more from a full-bred Rottweiler than they could from a mixed breed dog. So that was slipped out, and I got extremely pissed off about it because I felt completely lied to, and we had intentions on getting her blood work done and all that stuff to get her American Kennel Club documents and all that good stuff. And we would have paid all this money to get that blood work done for her to not be what they said she was. So, I had called the shelter and kind of complained about it. And, the lady at the front desk kind of gave me like a snot-nosed attitude. I got really pissed off about it. And I basically said to her, she's like, oh, so what's the issue? And I'm like, well, ma'am, if you would stop cutting me off for a minute, you would find out what the issue is. But instead, you're being extremely rude and you're cutting me off, so I can't get anything out. You're literally cutting everything that I'm trying to say. You're telling me, no, we would never tell you that she was this because we don't know what these dogs are when we get them. No, you did, and I can gladly pull up the email that I got when I first was asked to do the foster. And number 2, yeah, you're cutting me off, so I can't explain myself. Her response in a snotty way, not even like a legitimate, like, I'm sorry, she goes, oh, I didn't even realize that I was doing that. I'm sorry. What were you saying? And let me finish. And basically, I guess to intimidate me, they had some male call my phone. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. You've got the wrong one. And this male calls my phone, and he's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to have a staff member come down and get the dog tomorrow at 11. And I'm like, okay, you didn't even ask me if 11 tomorrow works for me. And you just assumed, like, we're just going to do what you say because you're a man. That's not how it's going to go. But sure, 11 o'clock, not a problem, because I want done with this at this point anyway. I do feel bad for the dog out of all of it, but I definitely will not be dealing with this shelter from this day forward. I will definitely be finding a new shelter to foster for. Let's not mention, when you foster, you don't get paid for that, okay? That's something you do out of the kindness of your heart, and they don't pay you anything, not a dime. And when you decide to adopt, you would think that you would at least get some sort of discount for being a foster and, kind of cutting their job down into a quarter, because now they don't have to find the dog or the cat or whatever it is a new home, because you want the animal at that point, right? Well, no, you don't get anything. They told me that they wanted $450 for the dog because that includes her spay. Well, she's already fixed, so you guys received her fixed, so then the price should be lower, correct? Because you told me the reason that was because her spay fee was going to be expensive. So they gave me a whole bogus excuse of, oh, no, it's still going to be the same amount. That would just include her vaccines and this, that, the third. whatever. We were totally fine with that. It is what it is. But once I found out that I was lied to, and it's not, the dog is not Rottweiler at all, it really pissed me off. And, you know, I don't think that you guys should be, you know, it comes off as a scam. You know what I'm saying? And you can expect that from like a breeder on the street that you don't know. But do you really think that if you're going to do it the right way and go through an actual shelter to, you know, rescue a dog, that you have to worry about being lied to? I mean, that's why most people go to a shelter to rescue. Obviously, you know, it's better to give a dog a home that doesn't have one instead of giving a breeder your money. You know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah. So, I was up this morning waiting, basically, for whoever was supposed to come pick the dog up from the house. And I waited until, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and at this point, I'm like, hello? You know, where's these supposed people? I've been up all morning waiting, and I haven't heard anything. Hello, Diamond Queen. How are you? Glad to see you. So I'm waiting, you know, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and I don't hear anything. So at the point of, you know, I'm thinking now, I'm like, okay, well, I called on my work phone, but I gave the lady at the front desk my cell phone number. I said, when the person gets to the house, just give me a call on this number, because I don't usually ever have my work phone with me. Normally it's dead somewhere, or, you know, I just don't have it. I have my main cell phone with me at all times. So, I think to myself, I'm like, okay, well, this lady was cutting me off the whole time, right? Being extremely rude. And I'm thinking to myself, hello, Shell, how are you? How's your night going? At this point, I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, I sent you a message on Discord when you get a chance. Okay, I'll read it, not a problem. I would gladly read it. So, I'm like, okay, did this lady, the entire time she was bumping her gums, not even listen to me telling her, hey, you know, make sure that you have them call me on this number, not on the one that I'm calling you on? Lo and behold, they were outside of the house calling the other number because the lady was not listening. This is what I was telling her on the phone. The importance of listening to someone. Oh, I hear that. Yep, so am I. Like I said, normally I'm here a lot earlier, but I ended up passing out and waking up a little later than I thought. So, hi Gina. How are you? I hope your night is going lovely. I'm glad to see you. But I figured, okay, let me put two and two together. Maybe these idiots called my other phone. So, lo and behold, I turn it on, I charge it, and that's what happened. So I call the number back, and I'm like, hey, you know, I got a missed call from this number. The guy starts getting really snotty with me, and he's like, yeah, I was down there today to get the dog, and no one answered the phone. I said, well, sir, that's not my problem. Sorry to tell you, but I told your receptionist that I don't use this cell phone. So that's her problem for not writing down the proper number and not listening instead of cutting me off and just listen for a minute. Because you guys got caught in a lie and in a scam to get more money. He's like, oh, well, so he just starts getting nasty, basically, like, thinking because he's a male that I'm supposed to back down, and, like, I got nasty back. Like, if you would like, you can talk to my husband, and you will not get nasty with him. So, if you won't get nasty with another man, don't try to defeminize me. I'm doing great, actually. I'm doing pretty good. I feel great. I got a nice nap in before coming up, and I'm doing pretty good. I think that's it for this one, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it was just a whole thing. Like, the guy's like, oh, well, what's your apartment number? And I'm like, well, I don't feel comfortable giving that to you after you calling me with that nasty attitude. So at this point, you don't need to have my apartment number. I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It's that simple. oh, well, technically, if we had had your apartment number, ma'am, I could have came knocking on the door, and that would have solved our problem. I said, how'd you know I was even home for you to knock on the door, number one? And number two, I said, you guys were liars from the very beginning. So no, you will not have my apartment number. I don't feel comfortable giving it to you. I'll see you at 11. Call the right number this time, and you won't have the same issue. If you hadn't lied to me about what the dog was and all of that stuff, and then you would think, like, you know, a shelter, they work professionally, right? And when I had called the behavioral department and I spoke with her about the issues that I'm having with the puppy and, you know, everything that I've tried that doesn't seem to work because we've raised puppies before, this isn't our first time, she goes, we think that it's actually the litter because every one of our fosters and the people that are dealing with the other portion of that litter seem to be having the same problem. So we actually think that there's something wrong with the litter. Okay, well, why did nobody call me and ask me if everything was okay? Nobody mentioned it to me. Nobody said anything to me. Why? Because you don't care. You don't care. And that's the sad part. If you're a shelter that throw all around the internet that you're a nonprofit and you're a no-kill shelter and this, that, the third, how about you stand on those standards? You stay in that category of being a good shelter. No, all that you care about is what you can get out of somebody. And that's what sickens me. It's like, instead of making sure that the animal has a good home, you want to make sure that you can get, you know, your buck's worth. Like, it's sad. Like I said, you know, anybody who does fostering knows that you don't get paid for that. You know, you literally give your time, your effort, your home, because you have a puppy. They will chew your stuff up. She done chewed up most of my furniture. You know, she's not going outside. I've tried everything I can, and she just doesn't listen. I'm doing all that for free. So you would think that if I'm being nice enough to help you guys out for free, you would be careful who you talk to that way. But nope. I guess they're mad because I've made the decision not to go forward with the adoption. So now they have to do their job. Now they have to find the dog another home, and they have to find someone who's willing to come out of their pocket $450. Again, we didn't mind until we felt as though we were lied to. I'd love to know what everybody's working on. I know I've seen some of the stuff in the Discord, and they are stunning. I'm just about finished with this here project. I'm so excited to be done with it. I can't. I'm kind of nervous at this point, to be honest, because, you know, we've all spoken about the problematic drill issue, and there's some colors that are really getting low that I don't have in my stash currently. I've taken all of the drills out that I do have in my current stash, just in case I do run out, and I think I only have like 3 of the colors. Yeah, Diamond Queen, that's a nice one. The sparkle on that is crazy. It's definitely beautiful. It's definitely very 310 heavy. Ugh. Like I said, I had that problem with the Kiss painting. I basically, in the very beginning of me starting to diamond paint, it was actually brought up to me and my husband from our godparent, who had managed to see it online. And, you know, me and my husband were just looking for new things to kind of bond and do together. And, you know, she thought that, well, you know, this is something that's, you know, you have to sit down and take your time to do. And, you know, there's so many different options to diamond paint. You know, why don't you guys get you a little kit and do that and see if you guys like this? And so basically there was a bunch of canvases that were purchased in the very beginning specifically for my husband. And the Kiss was one of them. And basically what ended up happening is when we moved into the new place, my husband really kind of doesn't have time much anymore like he used to. So he doesn't really have the time to sit down and do this stuff. Everybody who diamond paints knows it's very time consuming. So Shell, the issue is I'm having a lot of trash drills with this canvas. So here's the current status of that. I could show you better like this. Watch. And when I contacted the company, they did nothing. I mean, they said that the lot number changed on it, and there's still more trash. I just haven't put them in the trash container because I'm afraid that if I put any more in here, that I'm really gonna run out. But yeah, this is the trash. So, and as I said, that's literally only from working on maybe a half of the canvas, and now the rest of the trash, if they're not super bad, I just stick them on the canvas anyway because there's no way for me to get replacements. Well, as far as the company goes, I can gladly private message you about that. I don't want to come off like I'm bashing anybody, but yeah. I definitely don't want it to be like, oh, yeah, you know, she's up here talking bad about companies. The company did what they could do as far as it goes. Like I said, they said that their lot number changed on the drills. And it seems like anytime I put these drills from this specific company with any of my other drills, like DAC or even the cheaper companies, Craftedly, all of them, they don't match. So I'm afraid that if I go and source the drills myself when I run out, that I'm going to end up spending more than what I've already spent on this expensive canvas. And what's going to end up happening is they're not going to match. So I'm going to end up wasting more money on it. That's my real worry, to be honest. I am almost finished with it, so I'm hoping that I may get lucky and I may have not thrown out too many in the trash container, and I still have enough to at least get it done. As I said, there's still a lot of trash that I'm coming across, but at this point, really, to be honest, I'm just putting it on the canvas just so I can get it done. Because I don't think that anywhere that I source from, since I don't physically have those drills in my face to see if they match, and I have to wait until I get them in, I don't think that they're going to. It seems like I said, any drills that I put these drills next to, they don't match, unfortunately. So, like I said, they had given me, like, I don't know, like a $30 refund or something like that for the mishap to supposed source the drills. And they said, oh, well, you know, I'll send you some drills from my personal stash, which was only like 3 or 4 colors, maybe 5, and they were not the colors that were extremely problematic. I did say to the company, I said, hey, well, you know, it's not a problem that they may be a little off. You can still send them to me, and then I can determine, you know, which ones are too much off. And then those ones I will not place. But, you know, and I sent pictures of it and all of that. Like I said, that amount of trash that I just showed was literally only from, like, the beginning works of this canvas. Once I noticed that it was getting, like, super out of hand, I just stopped throwing the trash drills out. Once I noticed that the company was not willing to send me my replacements, and I would have to take my time to try to find a company that their colors would match on my own. I kind of just was like, you know what? If the drill's not that bad to where I won't be able to notice it unless I'm super, super up close to the canvas, then I'm just going to put it on it. Because I would like to get it done. The artwork is beautiful. There's no issues with that. It's just the drills itself that I'm having a lot of problems with, unfortunately. There's, like I said, a few colors that I'm just not too sure about. There's definitely colors on here that I know for sure I'll have plenty of and plenty left of, because I only have these couple of little sections here. But there's a few that I'm just not quite sure about. Does anybody have anything planned for the weekend? The weather is getting so nice where we live at. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe this weekend we can pack the dogs up, maybe take them to the dog park or something, because we have a really, really big dog park in the national park, like in our area, and it's humongous. It's like a humongous dog park, so I think that would be really fun to get them out of the house, to go play with some new dogs. I hear that, Gina. I hear that. That's mostly my weekends. Mostly I kind of just stick to the house. I do that, on my own. It's nothing really specific. I'm just a homebody. I prefer to be home, especially when it's super, super hot outside. I don't want to be outside melting. I think the most uncomfortable thing to me is when your skin is sticking to your clothes. Ugh, I don't like it. So I like to stay home and bug out, watch movies. Most of the time I diamond paint. Like I said, I haven't diamond painted since the last time I was up. No plans, school is out, and we are just going to relax this weekend. Maybe have a few friends over. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Like I said, with me being a homebody, my friend is my husband. He's got a couple of friends. I have friends that I speak to over the phone, but they live really, really far to where I can't have them over. I wish I could, but yeah. So most of the time it's just us and the animals. That sounds really fun though. I've heard a lot about D&D. I've never played it myself, but it does seem really fun. That's for sure. What I was thinking about when we had moved into our new place, we had found a whole crap ton of board games, I think, that were my godmother's, and she didn't want them. So we have them up in the closet, and I was thinking about, now, this may sound funny to some, but back in the day, the house that I grew up in, so we would get really, really bad storms, right? And you know how kids are, like, they have their faces in their phones all the time and stuff like that, or, their eyes glued to the TV. Well, we would look forward to these really, really crazy storms when I was little because the lights would go out. So there's no way to charge any devices. You gotta light candles, You'd be lucky if you had like a little like lantern to walk around the house. If it's really, really cold, you gotta light the stove to keep the house warm instead of the heat. So it would be really, really fun to like kind of mimic that, like turn the lights out, light some candles, play some board games, get like a little portable DVD player instead of watching it on the TV, and like kind of make it seem like a little like date night, I guess, playing board games and stuff like that. Because like I said, as a kid, that was something that I loved. I loved when the lights went out because those were the times that you had no choice but to spend time with your family because there's nothing else to do. And we had this beautiful screened-in porch in the home that I grew up in. So a lot of the times, our mom would take me and my siblings out to the porch, and we would just all sit in a circle on the floor. We would push the couch back and the table back, and we'd all sit in a circle, and we would just play board games, and the rain would fall outside, and we would watch it. We'd open up the windows, keep the screens, obviously, closed. We'd open up the windows, you smell the fresh air, and so I have like this big obsession with storms. I love storms. So I've always had an idea, like one of these days, like doing like a, kind of turn the lights out, light everything with a candle, and just play board games. There's times, but even though I'm grown, You know, there's times where like I want to do kiddie things, like bring the child back out, you know, like make a fort or you know, something like that, just to have fun. You know, you only get one chance in life to live it, and if you don't live that life to the fullest while you have the chance to, you may regret it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my thought process on that, is like you want to kind of try to get the most out of life while you still have the chance to, you know. And that statement kind of really became a reality for me quite recently, because I lost both my parents at a very young age, unfortunately. They were both very unexpected. It's not like, you know, they were very ill or something like that and we expected it. It was something that was very tragic to the family. And, you know, it made me feel like, wow, like, you know, I should have definitely taken advantage more of family time. Even if my family's kind of a little hard to deal with, it doesn't hurt to take the extra step if your other family member doesn't want to, because, you know, they could be here today and then gone tomorrow. So that really became a reality for me. I want to definitely get the most out of everything while I still have the chance to. And I think a game night would be like super, super fun. For sure. And I forgot, school is out, huh? Oof. That's an adjustment, isn't it? I'm a stepmom, so I don't have babies of my own yet. Uh, so that's got to be an adjustment there. Like you go from the kids being in school all the time to boom, they're home every day. I hear that. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Now you can kind of relax and not have to. You could sleep in a little if you want, and not to get up super, super early to get in the car. I couldn't imagine. Oof. I could not imagine. And sometimes, like with my little sister, who's still in school, she's 14, I believe. So before she was able to get on the bus, her father was still sending her to like the other school, like the other township school, instead of switching her when they moved. He, I guess, used his mom's address because all of her friends were already stuck to that school. So she didn't want, you know, she was upset and didn't want to leave her friends and stuff like that. She's already been settled into that school. So her stepmom had to like get up like 5 hours earlier before she had to go to work, get her ready, drop her off like a 40-minute drive away, come back to the house, get ready to drive to work. So sometimes it depends on where your child's school is. Sometimes them drives can be really like terrible. So after this canvas, once we finish this one, I've made my decision. I've already kitted it. I was gonna kit it on stream, but with me getting used to having my nail length back, it's kind of difficult, especially if it's a canvas that doesn't come with the labels already. I kind of have to print and cut and peel all of those labels myself. So it was something that was very time consuming, so I just did it off of stream. I've already made the decision on what I'm going to work on next. I'm going to do the custom canvas of me and my husband on vacation. I really would like to see how well this company did with skin tones. My husband's skin tone is very hard. He is a very, very light brown. So he's almost like a caramel color. And the other companies that I had do this canvas really botched it with the colors of the skin. Like mine was really, really orange. His was more like a purple instead of a brown. So we will all find that out together as we go. I'm just hoping that that I don't have the same problem with this company, to be honest. Skin colors are really, really hard, I've noticed, for companies to get right. Diamond Art Club is absolute geniuses. They are spot on with everything. Their rendering is just absolutely amazing. But a lot of these other companies that are not such big time companies, like a Diamond Art Club or Craftably or companies like that are very known in the community, they seem to really not be too good with that. The town my kids go to school is technically out of our district. It was practical to send them there because their grandparents lived there, and my mom and I both worked there. If something happened and someone needed picked up, we could get there relatively fast. Well, then that's all that matters, though. You know, if that's what works for you and that's what works for the kiddos the best, then what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Especially if it's not like a super, super out of the way kind of thing. What's wrong with that, you know? Gina, that's a good question. I don't think so, unless that changed recently. I've never gotten a custom from them. I have quite a few canvases from them that were purchased for my birthday and Black Friday, but I've never heard of them doing customs. If they do, then thank you for telling me that, because I definitely need to find a company that's going to do customs for me, because there's a lot of artwork that I would like done, to be honest. Let's try to change this song up, y'all. I don't mind most of them, but some of them I'm just not a big fan of. Let's just go with this one. Anything is better than that. It's about a 30-minute drive, but we live 30 minutes from everything in every direction. And it's not too bad, though. That's not too bad. They have a phone number on their website. Okay. I'm gonna go, I'll look as soon as I get off stream, actually. I know I have their email from the last order that I placed, but I never knew that they had a phone number. So thank you for that, because I would definitely love to find that out. I've never heard of it. Like I said, unless they've changed that recently, I haven't really been on their website that recent. You know, I say this all the time. Craftably is great. I love them. They have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful canvases, wonderful drills. They are quite the pleasure to work on. My only thing is that I wish that they had a better array of things to choose from. I've heard that that's because they went through something with some sort of restock or something like that recently. So that's probably the problem. But other than that, they're great. I own quite a few. 90% of my canvases are Diamond Art Club, though. Evermoment does good at customs, for what I was told. Okay, Diamond Queen, I will check that out too then. Like I said, currently I am searching for a company who's good at customs, like I said, because, you know, skin tones are really hard. That I can say. I have quite a few canvases that were either a hit or a miss. Like I said, skin tones are one of the hardest things to render. Either the skin tone is way too orange, or, like I said, more of a purple if it's a darker color. So I'm definitely in search for a good one. I just ordered a diamond painting from an artist on TikTok that sends his art to a custom DP company to sell on his site. When it comes in, I will let you know how it is, and if it's good, I'll message you the company. Yes, please do. Please do. I'm always looking for new companies to try out. When I first started diamond painting, so I've been diamond painting just about 4 years, and I was kind of afraid to venture off to new companies because it seemed like every time I did that, whether it was with canvases or with pens, whatever it was, I always made a mistake because I was always not happy with it. But now that I've been doing it for so long, I definitely would love to find other companies to support that have good quality. Like I've said, you're never going to have a 100% canvas. There's always going to be a couple trash drills. There's always going to be something, you know, it's never going to be perfect. But if I pay good money for something, I just want it to be worth that. Not looking for perfect, but I'm looking for good quality, you know. Now, if it's a cheaper company, you gotta expect, you know, you get what you pay for. So if you're buying from like Amazon or something like that, and you pay, you know, $10 or $20 as opposed to $80 or $100, you know, you're gonna be able to tell the quality difference. But if you're paying those good money prices, you definitely want to have something that's worth working on. Ever Moment is on AliExpress. Okay. I know Dreamer Designs does customs, but I uploaded one into their preview and it did not look good, so I didn't order. Ah, see? Yeah. You gotta be careful. Like I said, there was another company that I had tried with this canvas, and they completely botched it. Number one, I was told it was a poured glue, and it ended up being double-sided adhesive. I do not work on double-sided adhesive. I will never work on double-sided adhesive. I don't like them at all. I need it to be poured glue. Have to. I will not work on anything else. There's just too many problems, in my opinion, with the double-sided adhesive. Some people like them. Me, I don't. So there was that issue where I was having a lot of problems with the drills staying down. They were popping up, and there was that. And then, like I said, the skin tones were just so off. It was ridiculous. I am scared to try a new company. That's why I asked Miss Coffee. Yeah, exactly, Gina. That's the main issue. You have to be careful because some of these companies they don't take the time to, you know, put the extra little bit of oomph into their stuff that they're selling. And you know, you see it looks beautiful on the website, but then when you get it, it looks nothing like what it looked like on the website, you know. And that's my fear, is that, you know, I'd love to try new people, because it's always nice to have a couple companies under your belt, you know, a couple companies that you can get from. That way, you know, you have a big array of things. But it seems like Diamond Art Club's got everybody beat, for sure. Like I said, 99.999% of my canvases that I own are Diamond Art Club. And that's simply because I've never had a problem with any canvas that I've worked on from them. And when I do have a problem with trash rolls or whatever it is, they fix it right away. And that's quality to me. I know Jaded Gem Shop does customs and everyone says they are amazing. Yes, I've heard really good things about Jaded Gem Shop. I have. The one thing that I love about that company, to be honest, so they do where you could do like certain portions of the artwork. So either you could pay like, I think it's like 200 and something. So they are expensive. They're not cheap at all. I think they're the most expensive that I've seen yet. But they give you the option to do like clips, so you can get like a cropped portion of the artwork, or you can buy the whole thing. But she takes a long time. I know she's the only one to do it. Who takes a long time? Jaded Gem Shop? Yeah. Yep, I agree. I agree. I've heard that you know, you can order and you're probably waiting a couple months. Um, I've heard great company. I've heard great things. Wonderful rendering. Wonderful drills. All that good fancy stuff. She also does other services where you can get it like kitted up, so you don't have to do that. You can get like the special drills, or you can just get like the regular ones. Like I said, you could do the cropped canvas, or you can do the whole artwork. It's you know, you have a lot of options with that company, so I really do love that. But again, it's quite expensive. Number one, which isn't really the main problem. My main thing is that when I order a canvas, I don't like ordering from like one of the companies that take 30,000 years, simply because when I order, I get so excited to have it in my possession that I get impatient. It's probably a very bad trait for me to have, but that's just me being honest. I definitely don't want to wait you know, like so much time for a canvas to come. I ordered from her in March. And wow. Oof. Yeah, see, I could never. I would have a heart attack. Right, yeah. That's just a pet peeve that I have when I purchase, like, even when I'm getting stuff from Amazon, right? I get very impatient. So I like to do, like, if I can see the option where, like, I can pay like $11 for like same day delivery or next day delivery, I do that on most of the products that I purchase online. Or I would rather just go physically into a store and buy the items that I need, because when I pay for them and I pay my money for it, I get very impatient, and it's like the anticipation of waiting, it eats me up inside. Like, I just can't do it. My husband tells me that all the time. Like, you are so impatient, and I am, especially when it comes to like my diamond painting stuff. I'm very, very impatient. Like, I could wait like 2 weeks maybe max. But when it comes to anything over 2 weeks, and it's like a canvas that's expensive, now if it's like one of the cheaper ones where it's like, I don't know when I'll really get to it, it's just a nice one, I just like to have it in my stash, and I don't need it right away to where I'd like to like see the rendering on it and make sure that everything's okay, and you know, one of the cheaper ones, I wouldn't really care because it didn't cost me that much, to be honest. But one of the ones that are like really pricey, like a Jada Gem Shop, you know, they could be a couple $100. I definitely don't want to wait like forever. That would be something that would really irritate me, to be honest. I guess in a sense, you know, it would definitely be worth it because, like I said, I've heard really, really good things about that company. I've never heard a bad thing about the company, so I guess it would kind of be worth it in the end, but it would just kill me. It really would. And I'm like that, like I said, with everything. When it comes to everything, I'm just very, very impatient. March, so January, February, March. Yeah, that's a... Have they given you any updates on like when you're expected to receive it? Or is that kind of just, you're just kind of playing the waiting game at the moment? Like, I'm like that with my pen companies. I order a lot from Norse Alchemist. That's one of my favorite pen shops to get from. I just feel like the quality is like really, really there. Their pens are nice and heavy, and they're great. And I thought, you know, my very first time ordering from them, I'm like, oh, this is going to take forever because it's coming from another country. No. They literally, you don't pay nothing for shipping, and they give you the fastest option. So when I buy from them, obviously it says, like, you know, give it, like, I don't know, I think it's like 3 weeks that they give themselves. It never takes that long. I see my pens within like 4 days. I knew I was going to have to wait when I ordered it, but I am kind of annoyed because the one that I ordered is now in her ready to ship section of the website. I haven't gotten any updates since I got the order confirmation email. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't blame you. I sure don't. I would be very furious too. I would be. You are definitely not wrong for that. If a company is going to take an extremely long time to push out the product, you would think that they would at least send you some updates like, hey, your package is getting ready to ship, or will ship in this estimated time, and this is your estimated time frame. Like, to leave someone in the dark, like I said, with such an expensive purchase, is not, like, ooh, I couldn't. I would definitely reach out, like, hey, I just wanted to hear an update. I saw that the canvas is in your ready to ship portion of your website, and I ordered back in March, and I still haven't heard anything. I just want to confirm that everything is still all right, and that she didn't like forget her or something like that. You know what I mean? Because things like that I get nervous about too. I'm a very worrisome person. I have really bad nerves. I don't have shame in admitting that. I've had bad nerves since I was a child. I've had really bad anxiety that I fight with every day. As I grew older, I kind of grew out of it a little bit, but I still have worries about the craziest things. You don't want to be in the dark and be like, is she not realizing that I have an order set and like forgot? I would contact them to see what, right, exactly. That, yeah. I would do the same thing. Because you never know, it could be something, if that canvas is in the ready to ship section of the website, then why hasn't it been shipped to you when you ordered it in March? Like, if it's ready to ship, then the first one that was ready to ship when she put it in the website should have gone straight to you. Like I said, but things definitely can happen. Like, it could just have been bypassed and, something like that. Or, like you said, I'm pretty positive that it's only her that's doing it. So, all that stuff on one person can be really, really time consuming and could definitely run a person wild, especially with how high demand. I know there's a lot of people who order from her. So I know her canvases are definitely really high demand because of the quality of them. And like I said, she does some really cool stuff where you can get like these really cool services where she'll kit them up for you. So the people who are choosing those services to get these canvases kitted, I believe she also does cross-stitch conversions for people. So she's doing a lot of things that are really probably taking up her time. So it wouldn't hurt to, send an email. Hey, I'm just checking in. I ordered this canvas back in March. Here's the order number. I just wanted to check in and touch base on a little update on it. That's all. And, that wouldn't hurt to at least now you're kind of, you know what I mean? You're not in the dark now at this point. Like, okay, well, is it never going to come? You know what I mean? Like, geez, I paid for this, like, back in March, and here we are, and I still haven't seen anything or heard anything. At least at this point, you'll know, like, oh, well, actually, it should be shipped between this time. I'm actually working on it right now. Something like that may make you feel a lot better. Because that may be the case. Your canvas might be being worked on as we speak. You would never know if you didn't reach out and say, hey, I just would like to know a little update on the order. That never hurts. Because, like I said, I'm like that. It could be 2 days over the time that I expected it, and I will be blowing that company up like, hello, I paid for, expedited shipping, or, I pay for shipping to get my items when they say that I'm supposed to get them, and I still haven't heard a thing from you or seen the item, because also what happens in that too is, like, say, the canvas was sent out already, and you're not expecting it, and it got delivered to the wrong address. Now you're not even, you don't even know. You know what I mean? You don't even know that it already done got sent out and got dropped off somewhere incorrectly, and here you are sitting here waiting, and it, there was a whole problem, but nobody informed you. So sometimes it's always safe to be, to definitely be like, hey, you know, I need to know what's going on. It's your money, you know. You hold that right. People work hard for their money, you know. Like I said, I've heard really, really great things. Like if you ever have a problem or anything like that, I've heard from everybody that I've spoken to that she's pretty good with responding and being there to fix an issue if there's an issue that you run into. There's quite a few that I'm really into on her website, to be honest. There was one where it was like a girl sitting in a moon. And then there was another one where it was a bunch of like angels. So you could pick, like I said, I like how she does the crop things, the crop canvases. So what you could do is you could do like, you could work on one specific angel. You could work on 2 angels. You could work on 3/4 of the canvas. You could work on the whole canvas. So I think that's a pretty cool little option to have. But like I said, if you're interested in like the whole canvas, I think it's like, I don't know, like $280, $300, something like that. Definitely very, very expensive. But again, you know, you pay, you get what you pay for. So if you're paying for something that's that expensive, you know, I'm pretty positive a company would never charge that if it wasn't worth that. Yeah, she's got a lot. She really does. She has a lot of canvases that are pretty cool. I just haven't really had the chance to try that one out. Just due to the shipping times, I don't know if I would be okay with coughing up that amount of money and having to wait that amount of time. Like I said, I would go literally crazy. I would be blowing that company up like every other day. Like, has it gone out? Hello, you know? Like, I just don't even put myself in those kind of predicaments because I know how I'm going to act. I know it. I just know me. Like I said, when it comes to like, you know, if I order a pair of jeans from Amazon, right? And these pair of jeans, you know, I paid for the same day shipping. So they charged me $11 for the shipping, which is very high for Amazon. You know, if you shop at Amazon, that's high for some shipping. Especially if you have Prime, you know, you get free shipping with Prime. So if I pay for this expedited shipping, that's what I expect to get. And if they're like a day late, I go crazy. Like, I paid for the same day shipping. I paid $11. I want my refund. I want the shipping back. Because you didn't ship it same day. So what am I paying same day for? So if I know beforehand that a company is like, you know, they need a little extra time because the stuff is in high demand and they're doing it on their own and it's a small business, you know, instead of driving that owner to that business completely mad to where they're just like, here lady, here's your refund, don't even buy from me ever again. I just will not bother. But I do have to be honest, they do have some really, 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 really beautiful artwork. For sure. There's some really, really pretty stuff up there. Amazon is being hit with a massive class action lawsuit over their shipping. Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that, but it makes a lot of sense. When I started my setup for streaming, so, you know, the kind of little backstory on that, I was a part of the YouTube community for the diamond painting community on YouTube for a very long time. And I've always wanted to do, like, you know, whip and chats and things like that over there. But I was afraid because I was always worried about what everybody would think. You know, like, oh, what if people don't like my content? What if this? What if that? Well, I sat down, I had a conversation with my partner. And he was like, you know, well, if this is something that you want to do it. It doesn't matter, you know, what another person thinks. If this is what you want to do, then go for it, you know, have fun. That's what it's meant for, to have fun. meet new people and just have fun, make fun out of it, And I kind of took that in for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, And then Mrs. Coffee had traveled over here to this platform, and I followed. And I started, mingling with other creatives, and I just loved it. I loved everything about the platform. People were amazing, very, very supportive. There's definitely a lot more things and a lot more options over here than there is over on YouTube. So, I fell in love with the platform. So I revisited the conversation with the hubby, and I said, if I decided to do this, I would need a computer, I would need, cameras, I would need microphones, I would need this, I would need that. And, he's like, well, then that's what we'll do. We'll get all that stuff. It's not a problem. So that's what we did. We bought everything. He bought everything for me, and I started. And ever since I started, I haven't been happier. And the experience of it is the absolute best experience that I've ever experienced. Meeting new people and hanging out and having the same likes and things like that into the same things. I think it's the absolute most fun thing in the world. Now, I ordered my webcams and my microphones via Amazon, right? And my arms that my cameras sit in and all of that stuff. The computer came from Verizon. But the other stuff, I got from Amazon. And I had issues with not one, not two, but 3 different items where either it would state that it was delivered, but it's nowhere to be found. And then they were saying, oh, it could have been a misscan, or they may have delivered it to the wrong address, or, they would give me an excuse. Then I finally received the items, and the one webcam worked for like a week and then stopped working. I contacted Amazon. Amazon's like, oh, there's nothing that we can do. I'm like, okay, well, I'm still in the period where I'm still covered under the A to Z or whatever it is. And they're like, oh, ma'am, it's from a third-party seller, this, that, the third. So what I did was I found the third-party seller's contact information, and I said, hey, something's wrong with the webcam. It worked for like a week, maybe less, and now there's no sound. So now the sound is cutting in and out. Something's wrong. They helped me right away. They said, you know what, we'll send you a new one out. What's your address? Sent me a new one out. Boom, no problems. Second problem, I ordered the arms that the cameras actually sit in to sit above the desk. Okay, well, I ordered 3. Get them. One of them did the same thing. The whole, must have been a misscan. So I started freaking out with that, thinking maybe someone stole it or something. It was delivered. I opened the box, and it doesn't even have all the items that's needed. So the piece that the pole sits into was gone. The screw that screws to the side so that it doesn't wobble was gone. And the rubber piece that kind of grips the table wasn't there. And then the actual plastic part that goes onto the ball joint to sit the camera into was not in the package. And the box was all busted up, and like they had sent me a used one when I actually had purchased brand new. So contacted Amazon. They told me the same thing. Oh, ma'am, there's nothing we could do with the third-party seller. I said, you know what, I'm kind of tired of hearing this excuse. This is the second issue that I'm having in like a week's time, and it's kind of getting a little old at this point. And they're like, oh yeah, it's a third-party seller. So I did the same thing. I reached out to the third-party seller. They helped me right away. They confirmed to me that Amazon sent me a used, returned arm when in fact I paid for a brand new one, and they sent me a new one. So they fixed that. But Amazon, I mean, you can buy anything from them. It's definitely very, very convenient, for sure. It's like a all-in-one kind of place. You can buy clothing, home decor, electronics. You could literally buy anything from Amazon. I give them that. But they definitely are not the best with descriptions of items sometimes. You'll receive something that is totally different from what you were described that it was supposed to be. And definitely the shipping, for sure. So I can definitely see where that lawsuit has been filed, because I know I'm not the only one that has problems with Amazon shipping. Like I said, if it's kind of like a once in a while thing, that makes sense. But if it's something that's happening, you know, it's like reoccurring, you know, something is wrong. Okay. Does anyone have an idea of what you'll be working on after you finish your current project? Or not yet? There's not that many of these, so I'm not even going to bother putting them in a tray. I'll just pull them right from out of here. I wanted to work, now, there's a canvas I want to work on so bad. It's a Spangler. So beautiful. But I refuse to work on it until I get the other portion from Diamond Art Club. So it's the Spangler of the castle, but it's the back view of the castle. And they just came out not too long ago with the front view of the castle. And I refuse to work on that one until I can get the other portion of it, so that I can have both the front view and the back view and do like a side by side, like hang them both side by side. So I changed my mind on that one, and I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna do the custom. I want to see if this company is about what they say they're about, and then if so, then I will gladly, you know, change over to them for my customs. Sneaky Cat. I think I know that one. I'm working on a snack-sized lighthouse. Nice! I'm just finishing the second row of my mystery kit. I was going to start on for summer with the map. Oh, okay. But I think I'm going to pass on it this year. Gotcha. That's an issue that I have with the events. I don't have any social media, so my social media is here, my email, my Discord, and YouTube. That's it. I don't do like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I don't have any of that social media. Very early in my marriage, me and my husband decided that we were going to cut social media due to, you know, trying to avoid any drama or anything like that. And we just kind of stuck to that ever since. So when it happens to be like an event and I'm like, oh, well, hey, you know, I don't have social media, it's always a problem, because you have to, you know, you have to upload like your progress and all of that stuff, and it's just, it was just too much. So I don't really, unfortunately, I can't participate in those. Sneaky is a beast. I just finished Sneaky Cat. I think you started Sneaky Cat right as I was finishing Sneaky Cat. Now, is Sneaky Cat the cat that's like all those like a purple color with like all those colors, or is that the incorrect canvas that I'm thinking of? Okay. Yeah, I can definitely go in there and check it out. check it out. Sneaky Cat is this massive multicolored cat that is hiding behind his tail. I don't know if that... What's the color of the cat? Is it like colorful? Did you put it in the Discord? Let me see. Let's go check out Discord real fast. Let's minimize here. Let's see where we're at. Discord. Okay, yeah. That's the one I was saying. That's the one I was talking about. Let's see, hold on. Let's see if we can pop over to Discord. Okay, this one. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, this is a nice one. It's a real nice one. Let's see here. Alrighty. So this is the one you're working on. That's a beautiful one. I love that. Let's see what else we got in here. Very nice. I love that. I love the colors on that. That is gorgeous. Let's see. I know we had some stuff in here. Oh, this is beautiful too, Gina. That's stunning. I love the colors on it. Very subtle. These are Miss Kitty Cat stuff. I love her work. All her little crocheted buddies. This is her newest one. Very nice. I love it, I love it, I love it. Let's pop back over. Yeah, that's a stunning one. I must admit. That cat. Oh, it's great. I love it. All right. It seems like y'all are working on some nice stuff there. The colors in that, what is that, Rebirth? I think you said. That sneaky cat definitely looks massive for sure. That's kind of what's going on. This one is humongous. Not a problem, Shell. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you. I really do. Go get you some good sleep. Yep. It cost my boyfriend $300 to get sneaky, and yes, it's rebirth. Wow. 300? How come? What is it, like discontinued or something? Oof. That is a lot. Oh, okay. Wow. He wanted to spoil you. Oof. That's my problem. When I get canvases, I can't just go up there and just get one. So it ends up costing my hubby an arm and a leg, to be honest. Instead of just going up there getting one, maybe two, I'm like, oh, but I have to have all 5. Every last one of them. I can't put any of them back. I got Sneaky Cat at Hobby Lobby for $20. Wow! That's a steal. For sure. You can't beat that. That is definitely a steal right there. Anytime you can get a flippin' diamond art club for $20, poof. I would be doing the whole happy dance in the middle of the store. Now I feel cheap. I just mounted mine on foam board and I used command strip to hang it on the wall. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it works, it works. I had to 50 for Sneaky at Hobby Lobby, and it was on sale. Yeah, I got mine from Hobby Lobby on clearance for 30. See, I may have to pop over to Hobby Lobby, y'all. See what they got. I got Strength Along the Journey. That's a Chuck Pinson at Hobby Lobby for 15. Wow. Yeah, I'm making a trip to Hobby Lobby, like, today, if I could. I gotta go check it out, because I've definitely heard that you can find, like, diamond art clubs for dirt cheap if they're on sale. I just never really had the chance to go up there, because, I mean, my closest, I have Michael's around me, but the closest Hobby Lobby is a little distant, so that would definitely have to be something that I take time out of my day to pop the directions in a GPS and see how much it would be to go up there. Right now they are 30% off. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I gotta figure out getting out there. They only sell a select few through Hobby Lobby. They have quite a few in their Amazon store though. Okay. Okay. Have a good night. Again, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you being here. I'm trying to get you some good sleep. You need your rest. You need your rest. Everybody's body needs their rest. They got some good choices. Check out Diamond Dots. They are another good company that are at Hobby Lobby, and they sell... Ooh. Now, I may really be interested in those. I'm obsessed with Disney. I really am. I love everything Disney. That I must admit. So that's something I'd really, really be interested in. Let's bring this up some because we cannot see when this... I definitely love to go check it out. Just see what they got. You know, what hurts. It doesn't hurt to go see if they got anything. Because, you know, that brings me back to the point that I was at earlier with the, like, not wanting to wait forever to get a canvas. That's, like, the best thing right there. You buy it and it's yours. You walk out with it. To be able to, you know, buy a Diamond Art Club and walk right out the store with it, it sounds like a dream. My Black Friday canvases, oh, they took forever. They took like over a month for me to get them. I was seeing all these people that were getting their canvases before me and posting them up on YouTube. Like, I'm like, hello? I ordered same time y'all did. And at that time, Diamond Art Club, I'm kind of mad about this, but it is what it is. Diamond Art Club used to be 20 minutes away from me. But I guess now they just currently moved to Texas or something like that. And I was like, now they're really going to take forever to get to me. Usually it was like 3 to 4 days to get them. Sometimes I'd get lucky and it'd only take like a day or two if they really kind of, you know, put some fire up under their butts and sent them out. But now it's really going to take forever because they done moved it now. Went from 20 minutes away to all the way to Texas. Yeah, the last time I looked, they had Baby Yoda. Oh, I love Baby Yoda. My Alexa, she has, her holder is the Baby Yoda ears. So she's like in a stand on my desk, and that's what that is. It's their little Baby Yoda ears that she's sitting in. I definitely am going to do that, though, for sure. But in the next couple of days, I'm going to head up. I'm going to find... I think the closest one is like 35 minutes from me, if I'm not correct. But I'm definitely going to do some searching, and I'm going to see if I got somewhere closer. Like I said, I know I have Michael's, for sure. But I don't know about Hobby Lobby. I think the closest one is like a half an hour. So if y'all had to choose who your favorite artist is as far as canvases go, who would it be? If you could choose. I know me, I would probably go with either Spangler or I love Mandy Manzano. So I would really love to know, if you had to choose, who would your favorite artist be? JoJo Arts, okay. I'm not 100% familiar with that one. Gina, who's that? That's Diamond Art Club. That's like, what are they known for? Chuck Pinson or Mandy? Okay. I have to look up the. Maybe I've seen their artwork. I just don't know them by name. Yeah, Mandy Manzano's a good one. I think she's got some really beautiful artwork. The Chuck Pinsons, unfortunately, I own one canvas that is a landscape. And again, this was one of the ones that were my husband's that he passed on to me. And it's from Craftably. It's the sunken ship one. That's the only one that I have that's a landscape. My biggest thing when I go for diamond paintings, I love the big-eyed girls. Those are by far my favorite. I'm just a sucker for those. I can't. It's just anytime I see the big-eyed girls, I go crazy. Like, I need them. I do love fairies. That's another one that I'm really big on. Fairies, mermaids, like mystical, fantasy kind of. As far as landscapes go, though, with the amount of confetti, like with this canvas, like I said, beautiful canvas. Love the artwork. Great. I love the fact with this canvas, it's literally like a mystery because you don't see what's in this canvas until you actually paint it. So you can't, you could see the roses and things like that. Those are pretty noticeable. But as far as like the creatures go, you won't see any of the creatures until you actually lay the drills onto the canvas. Yeah, wolves are great too. I think wolves end up turning out really beautiful as well. I did a wolf, and I think those are also very, very, very beautiful as well. I agree. Like I said, I wanted that canvas where they did like the collection of them, where it was like the wolf shape with the wolves inside of it. Then I think they did the black lab, and they did the cat. I wanted to get that whole collection when it first had come out, but then I just never really, managed to get it. Now, currently, I do have myself on a no-buy because it was getting to the point where I was literally making myself sick when they would come out with new canvases and I couldn't get them. Whether that be because, I had to make sure that, we were being smart with funding, or by the time I'd be able to get up there to go look at the stuff, it was already sold out. Whatever the reason was for, it was really bothering me that if I'd get up there and it was something I really had my heart attached to and I needed to have, it would really bug me. And due to that reason, I have placed myself on a no-buy for at least the next couple of months. Now, if there's a canvas that like really, really speaks to me and I really, really have to have it and it's really going to bother me that I don't have it, then I will definitely break that no-buy. But for right now, I think that's where I'm at with it. Because anybody who diamond paints, I've been diamond painting for a very long time. Feels like forever. We all know that, especially if you're going for the good companies, Diamond Art Club, Craftably, Jada Gem Shop, all of them, it gets expensive, especially if you're not smart about it. Me, I love all of the stuff. So the pens, the trays, it was the wax and the putty, but I actually make my own, so I no longer buy that stuff. I prefer my putty over any of the putties that I have purchased. They have the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful companies out there. I'm not saying they don't, but I just prefer my putty that I've come up with due to the fact that it literally is to my liking. So it's the consistency I like, it's the stickiness I like, the scent is a little bit stronger, and I notice with a lot of the companies you get very little. And I totally understand that now that I make my own, because the supplies that you need for it is expensive. It's not cheap, especially when you initially start. The overall, investment into it is definitely a pretty penny. So I get that. So when I created mine, I kind of, I had intentions on selling it in Etsy, but I just didn't want to step on anybody's toes, because I noticed that, when someone puts something up new, other people would get very upset about it because they felt, hey, well, I came up with this idea first. So I just decided to make it for myself. I've actually still been on my scraps from that. So I haven't even had to touch the ones that I've made like perfectly and put in the bags and put the the release paper in there and everything. I am the same way. So my boyfriend said you have enough for a couple of months, so I have to wait till the fall. Yeah. See, that's kind of how it gets at certain points. You got to be really careful. It can get very expensive very, very fast. And then by the time you turn around, it's like, okay, I got to pay the cable bill, or I got to pay the light bill, and it's not there because you spent it. And I started to notice that that's how it was for me. And my husband is the breadwinner at the moment. Due to my anxiety and things like that, he does not require me to work. When I did work, I worked in healthcare for the elderly. I do miss it a lot, but then there's certain points that I don't miss, like, when they pass on, it's something that's very, very hard to deal with. It can definitely put a huge damper on your heart, because you bond, with these people. You create a bond, and when they do pass, they succumb to their injuries or their sickness, or, whatever it is. It's something that's very, very hard to deal with. So I'm definitely happy that, he does not require me to work. I stay home, I take care of the house. I'm a full-time stay-at-home wife and really a fur mom. We have quite a few animals, so same. I was a CNA/med aide. I got burned out at a time. Yeah. It's anybody who works in healthcare knows that it's something that's not easy to do. It's definitely tough. And, now that I'm not doing it anymore, there is certain points where it's like, man, I really, really miss it. But then there's certain points where it's like, I'm grateful that my husband makes it so that I don't have to work. And I can kind of just, take care of the house and be comfortable and things like that. Because as I said, working in a work environment for somebody who struggles with mental illness can be something that's very hard to deal with altogether. And it definitely makes it much easier on the person, for sure. But so, it got to the point where, my husband obviously always wanted to keep me happy, for sure, and I'd be like, babe, I really, really want this, or, I would really be set on a pen or set on, a canvas, and instead of him saying no, because, we gotta, pay this bill, or we gotta get animal food or something like that, he would put himself into overdrive mode. So he would take, all these extra hours at work and things like that to make up for the, the extra couple $100s that I spent on canvases and pens and trays and this stuff, because he just didn't want to see me sad. So it got to the point where we just kind of had to make an agreement, like, you know what, hey, it's time to kind of just relax for a while. You have well over 100 canvases at the moment, and, well over, 20-something pens. Let's take a little break for a little while, and, if there's something that, like, you need to have, we will get it. That way you don't, that's the only thing that's kind of sucky about diamond painting, is once that canvas sells and that's something that does not restock, that's it. You don't get the chance to get that again. That's something that you got to try to hop on like white on rice and snatch up before it's gone. And then even the ones that do restock, I mean, is it just me, or is it like that restock time is like, it feels like forever? Like, there was, the Cauldron of Myrrh was one of the canvases that I really, really had my heart set on. And when it sold out during Drills and Chills, it took like recently for that to restock. And as soon as I saw it, I had to get it because it's something that I've been waiting on for a really, really long time. This was before the no buy, so this was like right around the time that we decided to do a no buy. And sometimes it just works better to do it that way because then you kind of you kind of can maintain your money a little bit better. You know what I mean? You're not like super set on like always going up there and buying a canvas. You buy a canvas every here and every there and again, and then it is what it is. But instead of going up there, like I said, multiple times in a week and spending over $100, it's nice to kind of set a goal, because then once you set that goal, it's like, I really need to stick to this. This is a goal that I want to set. I really got to do this because this is what's best overall. That way, we don't spend too much. And, so not only are you achieving a goal, but you're saving your pocket as well. I'm going to pop the BRB screen right on. I will be right back. I just have to take a quick break. 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes.
say, what's the matter, my babe? Why you so silent? We both know you ain't this quiet when we in private. Girl, I know just what you like, and I will provide it. I can provide it. I can provide it, but you just want me to lose control. You just want to possess my soul. Why do you do the things you do? Would you like if I did it too? You just want me to lose control. You just want to possess my soul. Why do you do the things you do? Would you like if I did it too? Would you like if I did it too? What if I did it to you? ¿Qué te pasa, princesa? Está más dulce que fresa. No te agaches la cabeza. Tarde o temprano, siempre tiran la mesa. Así es la vida, pero no te creas, yo no soy cualquiera. Siempre ves lo mismo, nunca te enteras. Salsa para todo el mundo, para lo que quiera. No me dejes renquero. You just want me to lose control. You just want to possess my soul. Why do you do the things you do? Would you like if I did it too? You just want me to lose control. You just want to possess my soul. Why do you do the things you do? Would you like if I did it too? Yes, you do. What if I did it to you? Oh, you do. Would you like if I did it too?
Alright, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about the long wait. I'm back. So basically, my husband and I, we feed our dogs pretty much what you would consider a raw diet. So what that means is it's not raw food. We don't do that because with their breed, we just worry about aggression with stuff like that. But basically, they don't eat kibble. So it's time consuming, but it seems that it's better for them. they enjoy it better, and they'll eat more than what they would with kibble, and their stomachs are kind of a little different than your average bear. So what we do is we make white rice and we put additives. So we'll give them white rice and bananas, white rice and regular oats, not like flavored oats, white rice and pumpkin puree, white rice and beef with no seasonings. So unfortunately, when I went to go take my break, I had to throw their rice on for the night. My husband's going to take care of the rest of it and pour him something to drink, my husband. So took me a couple seconds, but I got it done. So I'm back. I do apologize for the long wait, though. Ay, sorry. Thank you very much for waiting, though. I do appreciate it. I tried to kind of hustle as fast as I could without, burning the house down. Because even though it's for the dogs, I would kind of prepare the rice the same way I would for my family. So I like to wash it and make sure all that nasty starch is out of it, so it doesn't get all like mushy and So I kind of had to take a couple extra seconds to do that. I feel like I've been working on this canvas for like ever, because once I started noticing the problematic drills, I've gotten 2 canvases done while having this one just kind of up away. Basically, my husband came up with the idea of, he's normally the brainstormer of ideas to make things more simplified for me. So I bought these clips from Dollar Tree. So they're like these big metal clips. And basically I just took these big metal clips and I took nails and I nailed them right into my wall. Basically now all I have to do is take the canvas, clip each side, and there's 3. So there's 2 small ones on the end and 1 real big one in the middle. So I clip the big one first, take the 2 small on the ends, and it hangs. So I have 2 of those in my office space. So I have 1 canvas that I don't even want to get started on. I think I'm going to get rid of it from the same company as this, which is also having problematic drills. And then the next canvas that I'll be working on stream on the other side. So basically, just a heads up, about 20 seconds or so, an ad is going to pop up. But I've finished 2 canvases in the midst of this canvas. Because of the trash drills, I put it away, and I actually did 2 other canvases because I was so tired of it, to be honest. So I feel like it's been like years that I've been working on this canvas. Oh, you felt the same way? Yeah. Some of the real big ones, they really do. They take a lot of time. They do. They take so much time to do, and it's like, towards the end, in my opinion, it starts to get a little irritating. That's kind of how I'm feeling with this one. With this one, I'm starting to really just be over with it. So I'm definitely super happy that that I'm almost done. you are, kitty cat. We're always on each other's lives. She's such a godsend. She helps with, she's so, Miss Kitty Cat is very, very, Alexa, timer off. That's the rice timer. But Miss Kitty Cat is also a streamer. She's wonderful. She really, really is. She's definitely a good friend to have. And she's very, very knowledgeable, believe it or not, on a lot of things with Twitch. She's very knowledgeable. She has helped me with a lot of things being new. Now I kind of have the hang of everything because it's been a little while, but she's very helpful, and she's definitely a great friend. Okay. I think, yeah, I have enough in here. You got your beverage, honey? I really don't mind the late nights. As long as I get good rest, I think I can manage. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are in the works right now as far as the channel goes, and those things will definitely come in time. But I definitely already have set in stone. We will be starting game nights that are going to include my husband, so he's going to be kind of up here with me, chit-chatting with everybody, and probably playing some Switch games, maybe some PlayStation 5 games. I know I'm going to do that for sure certain nights, once I can get the equipment that's needed for it. There's a few more things that I got to get my hands on, and that will be set in stone. But as far as scheduling goes, there's definitely a section in the Discord that if I am not going live, I will definitely pop a message up in there so that everybody knows that I'm not going live. And there's also a link that that shows when I'm live. I am trying to figure out, because I saw a link in there earlier when I went in there, where it was showing when someone else was going live in my Discord. I'm not sure why that is or how I stopped that, but I don't want anybody else's links as far as their lives go in my Discord. As far as like projects and things like that you're working on, I definitely don't mind that. But please, please, please do not share any links of when you're going live in my Discord. That I don't want that. So, like I said, I don't mind the links to like the things that you're working on, the images. Share anything you want to share in that Discord. That's fine with me. But as far as like a link, I should be the only one that's putting live notification links in my in the Discord. But what I was saying, and I kind of got lost in my thought. So as far as scheduling goes, I believe certain days I'm gonna do like a couple early streams, and then my regular, which is like normally I go up at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to definitely keep the 9 p.m. Eastern time on most of my days. But I am going to put a few days in the week where I go up a little bit early because there is certain people that definitely don't want to be, you know, watching a stream super, super late at night and the different time zones and things like that. So to kind of make up for that, that way I don't have to worry about, you know, people not coming in because they just, you know, they're sleeping because it's late. I will definitely be putting certain days up for that. But my main schedule is definitely going to be the 9:30 Eastern time. I just feel like the nighttime streams are a little more chill. They're not so hectic and things like that. The vibe is just chiller to me. See, I'm a little nervous, like, about some of these colors. Ugh. Is it just me, or is that nerve-wracking? As a diamond painter, like, when you're doing a canvas and you're like, ooh, I'm down to, like, the last 10 drills, but it looks like I have more than 10 drills for this color left, and then you kind of have, like, a mini panic attack because you're nervous that you're going to run out. And, I mean, hey, most of the time companies will send you your drills, so it's not like you're, you know, you're not going to be able to finish your canvas unless, you know, for my instance. Most companies, they're pretty good with that. But I think the problem with that is like, now you have to wait. So now you have to either not diamond paint for a few days until your drills come, because normally they send them out regular mail. So they take forever. They really do. They're not something that comes super fast. So now you either have to not diamond paint at all, or you have to put this canvas up, let it sit, do something else in the meantime to keep you occupied until your drills come, and then start it again. I hate that. I don't like that. I really don't. I like to be able to just zoom through my canvas, get it done, and get on to something else. Because I definitely will experience like a little bit of burnout sometimes, and I think that's what's happening with this one. Because it's so massive, it doesn't look very big because I do have it clipped and rolled up onto the light board, but it's massive. So, like I said, with the drill problem and all that, I've also finished 2 other whole canvases from start to finish. Pretty decent sized ones before I even bothered to pick this one back up again, before I even had the want to, because again, I've been extremely nervous. Am I going to run out of something? If I do, the only option that I have is to cross my fingers, find a company that, you know, seems to have something close from what I can tell, not really having it in my face, but looking on a computer screen or on a phone screen, cross my fingers and hope for the best. And if they come in and they don't match, then I don't know what to do at that point. This canvas itself, between tax and shipping and all of that stuff, came out to over $100. And then obviously there was other things in my order as well. So I kind of really am hoping I don't have to spend any more money on it before I finish it, to be honest. I'm just hoping that maybe I'm overreacting, maybe just a little bit, and I'll have enough, because really this is it. So I have half of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, and they're not huge sections either. So I'm just, like I said, I'm crossing those fingers and I'm praying that just maybe I'll have enough and I can finally get this done and hang it. Okay. I'm still waiting for some of my emotes to be approved, so there's a few. Most of them have already been approved, but there are still, I don't know, like 5 or 6 that I'm still waiting on. I have uploaded the new badges, so the sub badges are up there. So there's that. What else? Mostly everybody has seen that I fixed my overlays. I did channel points, I did the drop game, the links that are needed, the Discord and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm really just working on everything bit by bit, and before I know it, everything will be situated with the channel. There's a couple still right here. I hate when that happens. I don't even understand how did it even pop all the way up here? There's some sort of creature right here. I can't really see what it is. Like I said, you can't really see it until you do it. I hope that everyone's having a relaxed night, for sure. Getting some peaceful, relaxing time. My house is pretty relaxing tonight, to be honest. Hi, pretty girl. Hey, Mama Kitty. This phone, I swear, y'all, I think I have ghosts, y'all. No lie. I don't know if it's my parents, like, toying with me or what. That phone has been sitting there ever since I've come up here. And has been sitting there perfectly fine, on the charger, no issues, no nothing. And it just flew off the desk, out of nowhere. How? It wasn't even on anything that was slippery. It was on a flat surface. Come flying right down onto the floor. I'm telling y'all, no joke. I got ghosts. the ghost. Whew. This orange is quite beautiful. Like I said, the colors are great, the image is there, everything is there. I love it, you know? I love the artwork. It's stunning. All you really see right now is roses because the way I have it, but when it's finished, oh, it is wonderful. But I'm so angry at the drills. And again, I wouldn't be so angry if it was a fixed issue, you know? On the bright side of things, my finger feels much better, thank goodness. I don't really feel any pain in that anymore. Only issue with that is my technician for my nails. I won't be able to get that nail done for at least 6 months. 3 to 6 months. I may get lucky and it may grow back sooner. But as far as right now, when I do go to get them done, I will be getting 9 fingers. I was doing laundry. Have a good night, Gina. Thanks for hanging around. I appreciate you being here. Get you some good rest. Again, thank you so much for being so supportive and hanging out and chit-chatting with me. But I was doing some laundry when I first got them done. So I had just gotten them done. Now I'm kind of, well, I thought I was. Let me put it that way. I've always, for the last couple of years, I've had very, very long nails. So I've gotten very used to the very long nails and, you know, how to do everything with the long nails and not really be much of a bother to me. But I decided to kind of let my nails breathe a little bit and take them off. Cut them down and, you know, just kind of let them go back to being, you know, just natural and healthy. I decided recently to get them back put on and, you know, grow my nails out again. And the second day of me having them, so the morning after, I was doing laundry. I was kind of digging in the laundry bag, and I must have pushed a little too hard, and unfortunately, it pulled my real nail completely off. So, you know, surprisingly, it didn't bleed very much, which I'm very surprised about, but it was very, 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 very painful. For the first week, I had to have a Band-Aid over it because anytime the air hit the nail, it was like excruciating pain. So by like the third week or so, the pain has fully subsided in the finger. It does obviously bother me that I have one nail missing, but there's literally nothing that I can do until that real nail grows back and I can get an extension put on. If there's no real nail there, there's nowhere to put the extension. You know what I mean? So that's really the only bothersome with that, but I am happy that the pain has fully subsided in the nail. It is starting to grow back, so I may get a little lucky. I guess I'll find out in time. But yeah, so I need to definitely figure out what I'm going to do next with that, as far as the design goes, and really technically where I'm going to go as well, because the nail tech that I have now, I don't really mind them. They're pretty good, you know, but I've noticed with them, each time I go, it gets more and more and more and more and more money. And each time that I go, I'm trying to pick the most easiest designs, because when I first started initially getting my nails done, I would pick these really intricate designs, and they were unaware of how to do these designs. So I would come in with a picture and say, hey, this is how I want it to look. I want the same shape, you know, the same length, blah, 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 blah. And it seemed like they were having a really hard time with the designs that I was coming in with, because none of the nail techs, you know, had, I guess, any knowledge of how to do these designs. So I started to pick, you know, more easy concepts for them to be able to do. And I notice every time I walk into this nail salon, it seems like they get more and more expensive. And it's like, when I ask, okay, well, you know, what are you charging this much for? They would give me like a bogus excuse. And then on top of that, I also notice, like, when I have them for about 2 weeks, when they should last a month or more, the polish will start to come up, and this and that, and you know, with the price that they're asking, you would think that, you know, all of those things would kind of not happen with a more expensive salon. So I think that I'm going to definitely look into maybe finding a new salon to go to. The problem with that, when I go to a nail salon or I go to a doctor, I try to avoid seeing male physicians or male nail techs. My preference, I just would rather, you know, a female do it. And most of the salons that are near me, they all have male techs. They don't have any female techs. They have females that work there, but they only do like pedicures and things like that. They don't actually do nails. So it has become really hard for me to actually find a salon close enough to me, decently priced, with a female. So there's that portion. But I'm definitely trying to figure out, am I going to go to them again, you know, in the upcoming days to get them done, or am I going to try to find a new salon to try? Because it takes me back to the same thing with, you know, trying new company with the diamond paintings. I get nervous because you never know, you know what I mean? You could walk out spending all this money and then have to call them the next day and say, hey, my paint chipped, or hey this, or hey that, you know. For somebody with long nails like me, I do a lot in the daytime, whether it's extensive cleaning or the animals, you know, I have big dogs, or, you know, cooking, cleaning dishes, normal things, you know, but I do it on a daily basis, so that's not something I get a break from. And if anybody gets acrylics done, they know that, you know, they recommend you not, you know, get your hands wet or do dishes or anything that like that for like the first 24 to 48 hours, just so that, you know, everything can cure properly and you don't have any real issues with like cracking and things like that. But see, the problem with me is that I don't get a break from those things, you know. I'm a stay-at-home wife, so that's my literal job, you know. So sometimes it becomes a little difficult if, you know, they put the layer too thin or they put the layer too thick or things like that. So I don't know, I'm kind of just, I'm a little undecided. Do I go and just continue to go to them until I can find a new nail tech that I see really good reviews on? There is a tech that is quite a bit of ways. My husband is more than willing to take me there. I just feel like it would be kind of foolish because we no longer live in that city, and it's like a 45-minute drive. but they are phenomenal. When we did live out in that area, that's where I went, and the lady that was my nail tech, she was a doll there, and my nails lasted like closer to 2 months. I didn't have to go back. Normally, most salons I go to, they last about a month. I'll be lucky if I get a month out of them before I need to go back. But this tech she was very different. Like, she took the time to cut my cuticles, and she took the time to soak my hands and used a hot towel. Like, she just took the extra step into making me comfortable and kind of making it worth my while. And I really, really loved that about this nail salon. Now, the one that I go to now, they don't even put lotion on your hands. Like, they will not do your cuticles. They make you rub your own lotion on your hands. Like, you pay, $90. Most of the time, we walk out of there spending like $120, because I normally get my nails done and I'll get my eyebrows done at the same time while I'm there. And, normally in a nail salon, you get the whole package, sometimes you can add, like, if you want to get your feet done to match your nails. Normally I don't do that. I just don't see the point in having my toes painted, really. So I normally just do my hands, and then I get my eyebrows done. But when you pay that amount, you think that they would take that little extra step, like to cut the cuticles down and to rub the lotion on your hands and kind of massage the hands so that your hands feel good when you're done. Yeah, no. They do none of that, and they charge the amount that they would charge for that in another salon. And they just don't do it. And then when you ask, like, oh, well, doesn't this normally come with a nail visit? They'll just kind of look at you like you got 30 heads and act like they don't know what you're saying. So, to be honest, I'm kind of over that nail salon. And I do think that I'm going to switch. I gotta find a new one. But I'm trying to figure out, do I find a new one now, or do I go for my last session? That way I don't feel like I'm rushed to find a new one. Just a heads up, an ad is about to come in about 20 seconds, y'all. 20 seconds. There's been a lot of stuff that's in the works for sure with the channel, and then even like my personal stuff. Like, so we have baby kittens, brother and sister, and I'm currently in the works of getting them fixed. So I gotta find a vet that's gonna do it. So I was waiting for everybody to come back from the ad to kind of get into that story. That way you didn't miss anything. So I definitely have to get the little ones fixed. I worry about little man either getting his mom or getting his sister. He's getting to be that age now where that's something I definitely have to watch out for. So I'm kind of just looking around, seeing, who's got the best reviews and things like that, and who's got the best pricing and stuff. So I had called a local vet, and I spoke with this lady, and I'm like, hi, I just kind of want to know, like, an overall estimate on how much it's going to be to fix kittens that are just about 3 months old. Her response to me was, oh, we don't fix cats unless they're up to 6 months. And I'm like, okay. It's the first time I ever heard of that, but alright. I said, well, when they become 6 months old, if that's something that I have to do is wait until they're 6 months old, then I have no problem doing that. But I just need to know, like, what's your estimate? She goes, oh, well, I can't give you that estimate. You would have to physically speak to the doctor to get that estimate. What I can tell you is that the visit to see the vet is $88, and then anything after that, they'll let you know upon your visit. And I'm like, I don't need them seen by a vet. I already have a family vet. They have a clean bill of health, but unfortunately my family vet, they do not have the time or the proper amount of staff and stuff like that for doing spaying and neutering right now. So literally they're only doing, like, visits and, like, emergency visits and, like, medications and things like that. I said, so I don't need them seen. I just need to know how much the surgery is, and I want it done professionally and the best way and, the safest way possible. She goes, oh, well, yeah, we'll never spay or neuter an animal that we don't physically see first. I'm like, okay. Well, my whole thing is that I don't want to come to your establishment, pay $88 for the cats to be seen, so that's $88 a piece, and then decide, the price that you're asking, I'm not willing to pay that. And then I just paid, hello, Charles, 72, I hope I'm saying that properly. Good morning, welcome in. I hope that you're having a lovely morning. And thank you for coming into chat. Currently, right now, I'm working on this canvas that I've been working on for what feels like an eternity. So I'm kind of looking forward to being over with it. I just don't, like I said, I don't understand how some of these vets work. It's like, oh, well, okay, so I found, like, a humane society where they do it, I guess, like, for, like, a discounted price or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, that would be nice, because I'd like to get all 3 of them done, rather than just getting, little man done. And, I called them, and I'm like, hey, I filled out the application online, because I know you gotta, like, fill out a form or whatever, and I just kind of want to know, like, how it works, because I'm not used to that. Anytime I've gotten an animal fixed, I've had to physically go to a vet, so I don't know how, like, the mobile vets go, or whatever they said it was. And the lady was, like, super cool about it. She's like, oh, no, it'll go to our director, and she will get back to you, via email or by your phone number that you put on file, and then, she'll kind of just set up with you an appointment, and then that's it from there. I'm like, okay, well, that's good, you know what I mean? Like, sure, okay, so it's not something that's, like, super hard to do, and I'd like to get it set as soon as possible. So the lady calls me, and she's talking to me, and she's like, oh, well, you're currently living in this city, well, we only do this city and this city. And I'm like, okay, well, when I called on the phone, they never said anything about that. They never said you're only doing 2 cities that are my surrounding cities. And I said, what would that really matter with spaying and neutering. Like, I don't understand that. And she's like, oh, well, you'll just have to look up some either free or low income spay and neuters in your area. And I'm like, lady, I don't really care what the price is. I just know that when I looked up spay and neuter near me, your company came up, and it said nothing about specifics, you know, specific counties or anything like that. Like, I don't see how that literally has anything to do with spay and neuter. Then she's asking me, she's like, oh, are they outside cats? And I'm like, ma'am, no. They are not outside cats. Why in the world would I be going so hard to fix the outside cats? Like, what? So I just have to keep doing kind of some looking around and seeing what I can find, because I definitely don't want, ultimately I don't want him spraying around the house. That's first and foremost. And two, I don't want him to get hold of his mother or his sister. So that's been a headache and a half. Where's our mark at? Oh, okay. We're doing pretty good, doing pretty good. I definitely have to take that advice and go take a look at Hobby Lobby, because I would love to see what they have in there. Again, I'm not really too sure on how close it is, unfortunately, but I do know that it's definitely close enough to where it's manageable to go. I just have to kind of plan that out, depending on on the distance of the closest store. Oh, yeah. I was super upset the other day. Oh, the reason for that is back in the day, in my younger days, I used to be into like hookah and things like that. I do smoke cigarettes, so it's kind of like an upgraded version of a cigarette, because you can get all these really cool flavors and stuff. I don't like vaping unless I absolutely have to, because it really hurts my chest. I used to vape and not smoke at all, but when I stopped vaping, it kind of bothers me now when I do have to use a vape. But I am into the hookahs. I just haven't done it in so many years. And the other day, my husband had purchased me this beautiful hookah with all these different flavors of hookah. I mean, I was stoked. And I filled it up. I packed myself a bowl of it, and I was like, oh, like I can't wait to do this. I haven't done this in forever. And I'm sitting there and I'm smoking it and I'm relaxing and I'm like, oh, this is so good. It was a watermelon mint. It was absolutely divine. And I'm really enjoying myself and I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice and nice. And then I notice water all over my table. And I'm like, where is this coming from? We find out that in the very far end of the bottom, it's a teeny tiny little crack in the bottom of the glass portion, and the water is running out. So, we had to contact where he had gotten it from, like, hey, we need a replacement because, we just got it brand new, supposedly out of the box, and it's got a crack in it. So, what are we going to do? And his friend that he had gotten it from was like, oh, man, I'll bring you another one on Friday. Just keep that one, and maybe you can, like, glue it or something. So I tried, because I do a lot of crafting, so I have hot glue guns and things like that, and it just, nothing was working. The water was still coming out of it, even though I used, like, I have the Gorilla glue sticks. Nothing was working. The water was still running right out of it. So I could probably use it for parts once the new one gets here, but other than that, that one is kind of just, it's shot, doesn't really have a use, unfortunately. So now I gotta sit here and wait for a new one to get dropped off before I can even fully enjoy like an entire session of it. I started noticing it maybe like 15 minutes in. My entire coffee table was filled with water, and I didn't even notice it at first because it was coming from the very bottom. So it's coming from the bottom and essentially pouring out of the side of the hookah. And I just didn't notice it until it started to run down the side of the table. So I'm hopeful that that new one comes in soon. Let's see. I'm just about finished with this section, so I'm at about almost a 3-hour mark here. I am going to start preparing myself to raid out. I'm going to finish the section before I do that. But we are going to definitely raid out into Kitty Cat. Currently right now, I believe she is playing Zelda. She's also another wonderful creative here on the platform. If we can just pop over there once I'm finished with this and give her some love, I would really appreciate it. I'm sure she would really appreciate it. Like I said, she's great. And I think that you guys will really enjoy yourself over there. I'm not sure exactly how much longer she's going to be up, but should be up for a little bit longer. Ah, you beat the game. You beat the game. So what does that mean? Does that mean that your ending missing? And if she is ending, then we shall find another creative. We shall see, we shall see. I do kind of want to also reach out a thanks to all of my lurkers. You guys just being here is very, very helpful, believe it or not. I appreciate you guys just as much as I appreciate everyone that comes in here and chit-chats. Just being here overall, it really makes my day. And I am very, very appreciative for all of you. I know you've been saying, Kitty Cat, that you wanted to get that game done, so I'm glad that you beat it. For sure. You've been at that for several days now. I'm sure that feels amazing. I know when I finish this canvas, y'all, oh, I'm going to be in heaven. Get it started on something new, because I have such burnout with this canvas, it's not even funny. Plus, I'd love to see it done, too, because it's a very interesting canvas. There's a lot of confetti going on right here. So I'm trying to see what color to even go with. That ain't even supposed to be in there. Let's see something. Alright, let's see something, because I think she's hopping off, so let's see who else we got as an option. Who else needs some love? Let's see who we got, y'all. Who can we go bother? Oh, we're going to run over to Ronix. She's another diamond painting creative. She's wonderful. So that way you guys can kind of pop off and go over to another creative who does the exact same thing as me. She's a doll, y'all. She's really great. Super chill over there as it is over here. And I think that y'all will really like her. I really do. There's no point in really, this is like tedious right here. So we're going to go on and just start the raid early. I will finish the rest of this probably before I go to bed. So we're going to raid over to Ronix. Go show her some love. Again, you know, I say this every time. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your support. I cannot give enough thanks to y'all. Like I said, my lurkers, everyone who comes in and chats, everybody that comes and supports my channel. I appreciate every last one of you. Everybody, please have a wonderful rest of your night / morning. Get you some wonderful sleep. And I hope that I see you next time.